All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with what is actually the penultimate review, episode of Deadly Class Season 1. I'm right this time. It's episode 9. It's called Kids of the Black Hole. And before we get started, and full spoilers by the way, I just want to say to anybody that watches these, I appreciate everybody that views any of my videos. But there's just certain shows where you just feel like you're watching something special, and anybody who gets to share the moment with you and in the conversation and knowing there are other people out there enjoying the same special thing, it's really, really cool. And every single time one of you guys watches my videos, and then especially if you comment on Deadly Class, I just dig it. And it has given me like reason to try to be better at the Deadly Class, get better at making these videos and getting more into the actual topic of the video and getting more into the show and learning more about it as much as I can, because that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've finished reading like the first 2 trades, and now I'm getting like the single issues now. I'm into it. I am down. And I am loving this show. This is easily one of the best shows of the year. It's easily one of the best comic book shows ever. It's got one of the greatest casts. It's got some of the greatest writing. The production is phenomenal. The soundtrack is great. And I know I've said this before, but I really want to talk about it again because, somebody commented, there's nobody really talking about this show. And it's just a damn shame. But at the same time, it's always special. It feels really special to be a part of a small group that knows what's great. The only problem is that if there's only a small amount of people that know about it, it means it's not going to last. So we need to get the word out on this show. So share these videos if you can, or at least tell people about the show. Tell them it's like every, it's if somebody actually made a great teenage a show about teenagers, and I'm sorry, but most of it's all garbage that's out there, and this is actually doing something incredible. And also, it's so freaking accurate. Everything in this episode, I would say, everything in the book is in the show for this episode. The only difference is they've added things. Like I've said before, they've added things to the plot, mostly with the teachers and with Lynn, because in the book Lynn and the other teachers don't really have that much to do, and in this episode that's the majority of the thing that wouldn't be in the book but is fleshed out here to give Lynn, played by Benedict Wong. Is it Benedict Wong? I'm gonna lose my train of thought. That gives them more to do in the book, and it fleshes it out to give you more story. And with the actor that you got playing him, it's really, really great, and he plays such a big part in this episode. But first, the first 20 minutes of this episode were pretty it's fine. They're building up to do the attack on Chester, which the scene with Chester at the beginning is just more bananas. Just so fucking weird. I love it. It's so weird. And the whole thing with the guy is dressed up as the dog and escapes and runs into a Rambo trap. Just, oh my God. This show is not as insane as Happy, another sci-fi show. Because I don't think anything's more insane than Happy. I think Happy might be one of the most insane things I've ever seen. But this show's pretty nuts too. And that scene where it's like, who are they singing to? Was there really a light there? I don't know. But the rest of this is them building up to Saya's scouted the place out, knows what's going on, know they need to attack this place, blah, blah, blah. They're getting a plan together. First they need bombs and stuff like that, so they got to go to Lex, who is not feeling real charitable because of what Maria did. And just, and then they got to go find the guy with the bombs, and it's at an arcade. And while I like the picture, like in the comic book shop stuff, there's a poster of like Christine and Piranha 2 on the wall. All that's just kind of whatever. His roommate, stuff with his roommate, the stuff with Willie, just not really doing much. He is the one dissenter. He's the one that's not going to participate. He's the one that thinks they're all crazy. And then, I mean, come on, it is crazy. It's crazy. He's actually the most sane one. And he's just like, Jesus Christ, what are you guys doing? But, I mean, in the end, I think, and he has no, real stake in this, unless Chico's dad comes for him, too. So he's the dissenter. And then you got Lynn and his sister, which, as far as I can as I can tell in this book so far, there is no sister relationship. There is no conflict. And if there is, if I'm misremembering and somebody out there that reads it wants to correct me, like I said, I've only read the first 2 trades, but I don't believe there's a sister thing involved here. In fact, even the Henry Rollins teacher thing, I don't think that even happened in the comic at all. All that stuff was just added for extra stuff. But again, I'm dangerously close to losing my train of thought because I'm talking about a lot of stuff here. So the sister plot line is not in here. His missing family that's supposed to be dead that's alive is not in there as far as I can tell. But it's all good stuff. It's just it's not all good stuff because I really don't like the sister situation. I feel like, I like it when they describe the animation, when they do it in the comic style, and you know that she got sent away, and I guess that's supposed to be their big, he didn't stand up and keep his sister close, and now that's why she became what she became, that kind of thing. It's fine. It's just, it's on the low end of things I care about on this show. And most stuff I do care about, but this is definitely at that low end. All right, and then, so Saya is supposed to... well, first let's talk about... Okay, so they go out drinking, and they decide to have a big-ass party, because Marcus wants to leave, but Saya says we should stay and watch this band, The Adolescents, who sing a song called The Kids of the Black Hole, hence the title. But Marcus was supposed to stay with Maria, who is getting more manic. Her bipolar is really kicking in, because, dude, she's marked for fucking death. How else is she supposed to act? But he decides to go off with Saya and them and party, and him and Saya end up making out, which, God, it really sucks getting older. Because Lana Condor is fine. I can't believe I said it like that, but whatever. And so they end up hooking up. It's all in the book, too. I love this. He wakes up. He's supposed to be at the comic book shop because that's where the bombs are, and they got a big-ass sale going, and he's 2 hours late. So if anybody comes in there, they're going to find a whole bunch of bombs in the back of the place. But this is where the episode kicks in. So right from when Saya and Marcus kiss, that's when everything gets crazy. Just crazy. He's that whole run down the road, and he's throwing up, and just all that stuff is great. All the things he's thinking about how much of a piece of shit he is, and envisioning sex with Saya while Maria is, upset. Even the black where she's on top of him, and they did that from the book, and even though you can tell that they're wearing a black suit, it's just so cool that they added all these things directly from the comic, whether they're animating it or they're trying to do it practically, kind of a Sin City style. They are doing everything in here, and oh God, do I just love this. So he finally gets back to a bunch of really foul-mouthed South Park fans or something, man, because, they talk like the kids from South Park anyway. Damn, and the kid who wants him to... Even the part where the kid wants to get a drawing of Spider-Man fighting Sabretooth is from the book. They take all these little details, but that kid, if he poked me, man, that kid would definitely not be getting a scribble of anything. I might write on him. But then they did the thing that made me go, oh my God, did they just do what I think they just did? And I didn't, I saw it in the book, and I'm like, well... I don't know if they can do that on TV. Now they're saying fuck. They're fucking. And that's apparently no problem. But I did think there had to be some lines, right? There has to be some lines on basic cable. Apparently they're pretty much going out the window. I think the only thing you can't show now are boobs and wieners. But you can show somebody accidentally shitting their pants with liquid diarrhea. Oh my God. I mean, holy shit. Actually, watery shit. That was insane. And just the whole, he's naked and he's trying to get his clothes washed off, and just then they all show up. And I can't believe it. I mean, they did it. They went there. I mean, that has got to be in the most what the WTF moments of the year for television. Okay, when some stupid channel, or let's not say stupid, when some channel that likes to make lists like about everything, watchmojo.com. That this will be like in their WTF moments of 2018 on television. The most shocking moments of 2018. Numbers 3. Guy shits his pants on deadly class. So that happens. And then you got Lynn sends the hillbilly girl and Victor with his sister, and when he goes in there, he thinks that they've switched sides, but they haven't. And that's when his sister and them start fighting for a second while she runs out. And that whole door thing, the small door thing, what the fuck is that about? Is it just a means to demean you that you have to go in on your all fours in front of her? I think that's what it is. I think she thinks so little of other people and so much of herself that she wants you to walk in on all fours. That is so... I mean, come on. That is hardcore. That is really letting people know what you think about them. Everyone that walks through there. I mean, that's what she thinks of everyone. Maybe I'm misinterpreting, but I feel like that's what it is. I mean, if she has people for furniture... Speaking of which, when she dips out of the little hobbit hole, then they literally have to fight the furniture. The furniture puts down the bookshelves and everything that they're sitting on or holding, and then Lynn and the other two have to fight. And that's just hilarious. And then he leaves them there. Lynn leaves them there to run off to go back home, because Saya was supposed to be watching his family because of what his sister was threatening. But Saya decided to go and meet up with everybody else to attack Chester's little compound. Which leaves Lynn's family unprotected, and I didn't see this coming, because, I mean, first off, it's not in the book, so none of it's coming. But I thought that when he got home, it would be his sister there. It didn't occur to me, it should have, that it would be Chico's dad, played by David Zayas, who, look, he can be great. He can be so friendly. Like on Dexter, he's such a friendly guy on that show. He's so nice. But then there's a part of him, man, you watch him in this, and I love seeing him be the bad guy. He is really vicious. And what's even better, though, than his viciousness, and it's taken away from us too soon, is how you think they're vulnerable. And they are. He's got his wife and his daughter there. He's got the gun. But him and his wife are signaling each other. And all of a fucking sudden, his wife just hits the freaking chair leg, knocks Chico's dad's chair down while he falls. She takes a freaking chopstick to one dude's throat while Lynn starts fighting. It gets nuts. They start fucking fighting, like close quarters fighting, really crazy. Until Chico's dad pulls a gun on the daughter to kill her, which is exactly when Lynn's wife stands up purposely in front of the gun, or to the side of the gun, and she gets her head blown off to save their daughter. And that's right there. Okay, so that way, and if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen the episode where she stands up and that happens, if you're gonna add something that's not in the book, or the new material, like you want to add stuff to pad out the show or to flesh out characters, like the Lynn story. So that's not in the book. But usually that stuff could bog down a story. That stuff like on The Walking Dead, where they add things that weren't needed and it can really just slow down the plot. Not too often do they get it right where they add something that really adds like real depth and the way it was shot and everything and real emotion that'll affect things later on. Most of that stuff that they add just kind of just feels like filler and it doesn't matter. But this, since it's their take on it, it's amazing. I mean, I loved it. She gets up, gets shot in the head, and he runs the fuck out of there with his daughter, and now he's on the run. And while everybody else is getting ready to take out Chester, and it's gonna be nuts. Next week is gonna be nuts, and I'm gonna be reviewing it as soon as it's over next week. Hopefully, y'all will tune in. I think it's gonna suck having to wait a long time for another, hopefully maybe more episodes, probably 10, because the comic is only up to issue 37. So hopefully by the time that this new season comes out, we'll have about like 60 or so issues in, maybe, so that we can stay ahead of the game here. I don't know how long this show is supposed to run for, but we'll see. So anyway, that's it. Insane greatness. If I left anything out that you want to talk about, please put it in here. Oh yeah, Willie feeling really guilty about letting that guy and his family get taken. So that he's, they're laying it on a little thick right now with Willie, knowing that he'll do a Han Solo and show up at the last second to help blow up the Death Star, metaphorically. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Interview saying have a great night, and we will see you on the next video.